Turning out on this lovely Alberta day. Today we're so glad you're here because Murphy's Law, it always snows when we have a big event at Rundle. So welcome. My name is Pam Cook and I've been with Rundle for 22 years and I've been teaching in the kindergarten classrooms. So I know the kindergarten program very well and now I'm an enrollment officer for the kindergarten grades. So welcome. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of our admissions process and then I'll answer some questions if you have them. I don't have any slideshows, I'm just going to talk. So our kindergarten program, the enrollment for the next school year, 2024-25, our enrollment for that school year is open right now. Application forms are online on our website and it is quite a lengthy application document.
Hello again. We would like to just make a correction on the room location of the kindergarten presentation. The kindergarten presentation will be taking place in room 131. In the Learning Commons, you will find some of our enrollment officers, and they'll be happy to answer any of your questions. So if you have any questions about enrollment, that will be in the Learning Commons, and if you are interested in the kindergarten presentation, please head to room 131. Thank you.
So right now, we are taking applications for children with a 2019 birth date or a late 2018 birth date. Sometimes those children that have a birthday at the end of the year benefit from waiting a year to begin their senior kindergarten program because it sets them up for success as a leader throughout their entire educational journey. Our applications, it's $175 for the application. And that includes the going through the process, and then the admissions date closes November the 15th, and then on November the 25th we have a learning snapshot event, and that is a day when you bring your child to the school. This year it's on a Saturday. And all the children that have got a complete application document are invited to that learning snapshot. Mum and Dad drop the child off at the school, and I know that's a little tough for some children, but this is how we do our enrollment process. The children come to the school for about an hour and 15 minutes, and they're split up into small groups. And they come into the kindergarten classrooms and we just have a little look-see at who they are as that little person at that moment in time. So there is no preparatory work for that event. We just like to see who they are at that moment in time. They will come into the classrooms. There'll be Lego and Play-Doh and fun little crafts for them to do. And they will spend some time mixing with the other children. And we will be observing them. We might sit down with them and show them some numbers and letters to see if they know any of their numbers and letters. It's not required, but we're just trying to get a feel for where they're at in their development. So they also might go to a little music session with our music teacher, and we're looking for children who can follow instructions, and they might be given a little musical instrument, and we want to see if they're okay with that particular musical instrument or if they'd rather have another one. Those kinds of things. So after that learning snapshot has happened, we go through all the applications of the children that attended, and we plan for our parent interviews. Parent interviews are for parents only. And they happen towards the end of November, beginning of December. Parents can either come in person or we can do it via Zoom. The purpose of the parent interview is for you to fully understand Rundle's mission and values and that they're in line with yours as parents. So we want We want teamwork when it comes to raising your child, because your child is going to be with us for a lot of their waking hours. So we want to have families that are on the same page as us, and we want parental support when maybe, the child needs some early intervention with their speech or their fine motor skills, those kinds of things. So those parent interviews happen at the end of November to the close of the fall term. At the close of the fall term, we send out our first round of offers for a placement in the kindergarten program. Parents have the Christmas break to either accept or decline that offer, and upon accepting the offer, there is a deposit required. Coming back into the January winter term, we look at how many accepted offers we have on the table, and then we move to our wait pool to select the remainder of the 45 placements that we have for kindergarten. Please know it is a wait pool and not a wait list. There's lots of stories out there about Rundle College's long waiting lists. We do not have waiting lists at Rundle. There's no application started until the year before your child comes to the school, so everyone is on the same playing field. The wait pool is for us to look at the dynamics of each classroom that we're building and to fill those remaining spots with a nice balanced classroom. We want an equal number of boys and girls in a classroom. We don't want 15 hockey players in one room. We want a nice mixture of sporty children, little bookworm children, extrovert children, introvert children. So we need a nice little rounded balance for our classrooms moving forward. Typically by the end of February, beginning of March, we have filled our spots for kindergarten. Siblings are not given priority. They are given consideration because they have to go through the same screening process as any new children coming to the school. Because just because the older sibling might be the right fit, it might not be the case for the younger one. So siblings are given consideration. We do like to keep families together. And similarly for staff children, they also have to go through the same screening process. So that in a nutshell is how our application works. So if anyone has any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Are there any couples here that have not been to an information session online? I'm offering those at the moment. You can sign up for a virtual information session with myself. I run them Tuesday afternoons and Thursday afternoons from 1:30 to 2:30. And I will give you a virtual tour of the school. I will talk to you about our mission statement together. Be kind, be curious, be well. And it's an opportunity there for you to ask questions as well. So feel free to sign up for those. You had a question?
Yeah, so you mentioned about the waiting list or waiting pool. Usually year on year or maybe in a 5-year trend, how big is that pool, waiting pool?
Typically every year we have about 110 to 120 applicants. This last couple of years post-COVID, it's been more in the 90s to 100 range. So,
The pool
yes.
presumably resets every year, right? Nothing
Yes,
carries over.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And how many children are admitted?
45.
45.
Yeah. And if you have a child that has a late birthday, say October, November, December, and you're struggling to know if it's the right time to send your child to a senior kindergarten program, we can help you with that, because we find that children with those late birthdays they might do okay in kindergarten and grade 1, but by grade 2 and 3 we might see some little struggles going on in their social emotional development. And we definitely see a big challenge for them when they hit junior high, because they don't have the maturity and the self-confidence to, you're nodding your head.
Junior high is a big step, so making sure that you're the right age and you're at the right maturity to be in that setting is important.
Yes, we do hear from some of our junior high teachers that say that the brain cognitively isn't quite there yet for wiring some of the concepts that they're introducing in the junior high. So as an enrollment officer, I can help you with that decision, because typically parents struggle with that, particularly parents of little boys who sometimes do need a little extra time. But we can help you with that. It is ultimately your decision though, but I've never had a family come back to me and say, that was a big mistake, Miss Cook. They've always come back and said, it was such good advice. So
What's considered a late birthday? Could a January birthday?
January is the perfect, because it's the beginning of the school, the Alberta Ed year.
Okay.
So children with January birthdays are just fine.
Okay.
And they will be typically the older children in the class, unless they've got a few classmates that are the year previously that had a late birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
How far back will you go on the birthdays?
Sorry?
How far back will you go with the birthdays?
It depends on the child, but definitely towards the end of September. Yeah. And we do have families that have a December baby, but they want to go ahead and keep them rolling forward, and that's their decision. But we have to have that conversation with them. Yes.
So how long does the learning snapshot take in total, and what are you typically looking for in the child who will be the successful candidate to move into the parent interviews?
So the learning snapshot is an hour and an hour and 15. So mom and dad go off for a coffee somewhere and they'll be in good hands. The children typically can't wait to get in these classrooms because they see it's going to be a fun time. So sometimes it's the parents that struggle to say goodbye. We're looking for well-rounded little people that, you know, they can play nice in the sandbox kind of thing, that they're outgoing and they're willing to go and visit a table with children that they've never met and do the Play-Doh or make a picture. They might go to a music class and to see, you know, how they're following instructions. And we're looking for, you know, nice fine motor, you know, how they're holding a pencil, those kinds of things. Rundle College is very old school and new school. We have technology in the kindergarten classroom. We have iPads. They're used under supervision for a maximum of 40 minutes a week. And we have an IT specialist that comes in and works with the children. But we're more focused on them with their pencil and paper tasks, cutting with scissors, being able to follow instructions with a craft, printing their name, writing their letters from top to bottom, those kinds of things. Because once they get into grade 1, there's a lot of pencil and paper tasks involved. If they know some of their letter sounds, that's great. We have children coming into kindergarten that are reading quite well already, but they don't have to. If they are, when they come into our school, we have 2 staff in the kindergarten classrooms in the mornings, because we've got 45 children coming into the school, and they're all from different preschool experiences, daycare, they've been at home. And so with 2 staff in the classroom in the mornings, we can make sure that each child is fully understood where they're at in their own path of learning, and they will be taught appropriate lessons for where they're at in their development. It's not individualized, but the children will be in small groups. And like for phonetic lessons and things like that, they'll be put into leveled groups so that their lessons are appropriate for where they're at in their learning. At Rundle College, you will not see a child in grade 1 doing grade 3 math. It's an enriched program, so they're taught where they're at the level, and if they have completed the task ahead of their classmates, they will be given further enrichment, kind of based on the same concepts. We have innovation stations here. We implement the STEAM program to enhance the children's learning. So please know that we're not giving them, higher level academic work when they're not emotionally and physically and socially there yet. It just puts them in a difficult position down the road. Okay?
And can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Sure.
So from let's say 100 applicants to the learning snapshot, and then from there to parent interview, what's your ratio? Like, what's a percentage of children who will get the parent interview?
That's a tough question because we'd like to take everyone if we could, but we cannot. It's not just about the child, it's about mom and dad too. Okay, so we're looking for a good fit. And sometimes families are shopping around and they might just want to see if their child can get into Rundle, but they're really hoping for somewhere else. So, we can make offers and those offers are declined. So it's different every year. Some parents are very transparent with us and they'll say we've got all our eggs in one basket and we're just looking at Rundle. That makes me nervous because, it's a lot of pressure on us, and we want you to shop around and have a look at the different private schools that are here because that helps you to make a good decision for your child, right?
Yes.
Does that answer your question, kind of?
It does, 100%. Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Any other questions? Yes.
So you covered it, right, that you don't put academic pressure on the students. How do you, how good a mix it is between academics and extracurricular or sport activities versus other competitors?
I can't comment on other competitors. I will say that we have expectations for children to reach a certain level by the time they leave kindergarten. So if we see a child that's let's say they're really good at math, but they're struggling with early literacy, we're not going to be giving them more and more math. We're going to be working on the things that they're not so strong with. So it's a balance. And we have certain criteria. We have little assessments that we do throughout the year. Like they might make a little book about the growth of a pumpkin. And that will be an assessment piece. And if it's not up to where we think the child should be, or the child is not putting forth the effort that we would like to see, we will have that child work with an assistant to try and help them understand what we're hoping that they can accomplish on that little assessment. So, does that answer your question?
To an extent, yes.
Yes.
So the other part of the question
Did you
was-
want to?
Sorry.
Yeah, so once your child starts to get older, and their ability to participate in co-curriculars increases, then Rundle does give you the opportunities, but also encourage it. So we have like the different sports like basketball and volleyball, and then there's also like the curiosity programs that are run after school that do things like extra STEAM projects and like design thinking like that. And then once you start to get even older, there's more clubs. I'm a prefect, and so that was something that I saw and I've been encouraged to do. I've done other leadership programs in the past. I was also on a basketball team, and I was able to balance those things with the help of like Rundle, but also the skills that I have built.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, she covered the later part of my question.
Yeah. I specialize in kindergarten, so that's why she's here this evening. So thank you. Any other questions? You have a question.
Are you the ones on field trips?
We have field trips, yes. Yes. And we have lots of opportunity for parent volunteering at the school. We cannot do field trips without. Do you like looking for pumpkins? We go on a pumpkin hunt in the fall in kindergarten. So we have parent volunteerism for field trips. We have special events like the Terry Fox Run, and we have, you know, all the different holiday celebrations. We need support for those. We have a parent advisory council, which is a group of parents. Anyone can sign up for it, but we do have an executive. And the Parent Advisory Council organizes special events behind the scenes where they might be putting on, you know, like a healthy snack after the kids have done the Terry Fox Run, or they're putting on a special lunch for teachers when it's parent-teacher interview day, those kinds of things. There's lots of opportunity for volunteering. And as your child gets older, we're always looking for coaches, right?
Yes.
For junior Cobras. Yes. So yes, we do have field trips.
And once you get older, there are more opportunities to go overnight and farther abroad. I know in grade 6 there's an overnight trip to Edmonton. That's quite a few days. And then once you get into junior high, they're going to like BC, especially if you join a sports team. There's also a Japan trip in grade 9 that goes for a ways, and there's different other international trips that also have volunteering aspects. So it's a it builds as you get older. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You mentioned holiday celebrations. What holiday celebrations?
We celebrate all holidays that represent the demographic of our school. So all children will learn about Hanukkah, they'll learn about Diwali, they'll learn about Kwanzaa. I had a dad from Africa one day, I dropped his child off and he said, you know, I'm from Africa and I never even heard of Kwanzaa till my kids came here, you know. And, you know, a little bit about the Christian beliefs, and we celebrate, you know, when it's Ukraine Christmas, all those kinds of things. And we have parents that give their time and come in and talk to the children about, you know, Diwali, and they'll bring in a little treat for the children to try. So there's always opportunity for parents to come in and share their family traditions with the school. We embrace that because that is how our children learn about respecting others, diversity, inclusion, all those things. So another question.
Do you have Lego?
Do we have Play-Doh? Yes, we do. We love lots of Play-Doh and Lego.
A question regarding your language program.
Yes. So the children in kindergarten are introduced. We have specialists that are, our academics are mostly done in the mornings when we have 2 staff in the classrooms. But the afternoons in kindergarten are a little bit more laid back. They have a playtime. We have, you know, we do the weather and, you know, look at the sky and all those things. We have carpet time. We have a theme each week. But the children also have 2 sessions of formal art instruction a week for 30 minutes, 2 sessions of formal music instruction, 2 sessions of an introduction to French, and they have phys ed every day, one of which is a yoga session. So the language program starts off in kindergarten with French, And then by grade 7, they have an option for Spanish, right?
Yes.
Yes.
However, the languages in junior and senior high are part of the options, so like it's not mandatory anymore. However, I have been taking French since grade 3, and I'm still taking it, so I speak highly of the different French programs that Rendell has.
So basically, like when the kids start talking Spanish in grade 7,
Yes.
so they start from beginning level. Right?
Yes.
Beginner level.
We did find that some of our students going up to junior high, because Spanish was so new to them, they were kind of hesitant to jump in with a new language. So we actually started one of our kindergarten assistants is from Venezuela. So she started teaching the kindergarten children one Spanish word a week, just to get their feet wet. And then we started a little introductory Spanish program for grade 6, just so that they could get a feel for it going up to grade 7. Yeah.
Some years there is also, like if you haven't taken Spanish in junior high, there is sometimes, depending on interest, a beginner level Spanish class that starts in grade 10. For students who have had no previous Spanish like exposure.
And moving forward with the music program, we do have a band up at the junior high, right? And there's lots of opportunity for, do they get to choose their instrument?
Yeah, so the first little part of band is just trying out instruments and choosing ones that both you and the band teacher thinks will work for you. And then you move as a class through the levels. And there's 2 performances per year, a winter one just before the winter break, and then one at the end of the year.
When does that start? When is band? What grade is band?
Does it start
Grade
grade
7.
7?
Grade 7.
So there's like music classes all through primary, elementary, and then an optional band, junior high, senior high.
And our band has played, I was on a plane coming back from New York, and I'm like, there's all these Rundle kids on the plane. I'm like, where have you guys been? And they've been performing in New York. They've been in the Calgary Stampede, and they've been down to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. So, yeah. Any other questions?
So you said it's
Yes.
45 kids. Is it 2 kindergarten classes? Or
Pardon?
Is it 1 kindergarten class?
No, there's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
So we have 3 kindergarten classes, and we take 15 to 16 children per class. And that's firm. We don't have more than 15 or 16 students. Well, that wraps up our time, so thank you all. If anyone thinks of a question after, by all means, come and find me. I'll be down here in this room.